When you walked in the prison the very first day, what was going through your mind?
I mean, I was sent to a medium. So when I got to the medium, like half the guys in the medium have bullet holes in them.
Yeah.
So it's 80% black guys, that are not appreciative of the white guys.
Sure.
They do not like you. And so it's maybe on the whole compound, there's maybe 20 white guys on the compound. So it's made up. There's 20 white guys, 20% Mexican, 80% black guys. So it's like an 80-20. So let's say it's 80-17. Maybe there's 3% of white guys and others, a couple of Asians, some Jewish guys in there. So it's a couple terrorists. And this is a medium. This is like a real prison. It's got 2 tiers. There's multiple layers. There's everything. It's exactly what you think of as a prison. So I get there. I walk in, and I get shown, hey, this is where your cell is. And I meet the guy in my cell. He's a Mexican guy, and he's like, hey, man, what's going on? And he's kind of explaining, hey, look, this is your cell. Here's this. Here's that. Boom. We're talking. I go, okay. So I walk out into the day room, the main room, and I'm standing there, and they start screaming lockdown. And my cellie comes up to me, and guys are running around because they're trying to heat up their coffee before they get in their cells and grab stuff and go to the store, man, and get some soups. And, they don't know how long you're going to be locked down. So I'm just standing there, and finally my cellie comes up to me and goes, yo, we got to go in the cell. You got to come in the cell. And I'm like, okay, what happened? He said, oh, some guys got stabbed up in the yard. And I go, someone just got killed on the yard? And he goes, no, they just stabbed them up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. He goes, hey, nobody dying. They just stabbing them up.
This was your first day.
This is my first day. Somebody got stabbed in the rec yard. So I go into the cell. I go in there. They lock us down. Then they count everybody. And then they come back. And then by that point, it's like 6:00, and they open up the cells, and everybody goes to chow like nothing. And that's something that just kind of happens every once in a while. Or they have like a fight.
Sure.
And it happens so regularly at the medium that it doesn't really interfere with the normal course of operations. When something like that happens at the low, they'll lock you down for a week because happens so rarely. They don't really know how to handle it. But at the medium or the pen, they're just like, yeah, it's fine. Let them out for chow. No problem. Now, if somebody dies or something in the pen or really gets messed up, then they'll lock them down for months. But they're set up to be locked down for months. They're not set up to be locked down for months at the medium. So anyway, we go out, I eat. I end up having a cousin that's there. His name is Reese. I didn't know I had a cousin. So I'm there for 3 years. And what happens after I was there for a few months, I end up teaching the real estate class. They have a residential real estate class. It's called an ACE course, and the inmates teach these courses. So I end up teaching the real estate class. And so at some point I get contacted by American Greed, and I call my lawyer and I said, hey, I just got this letter from this TV show called American Greed. And she's like, yeah, I know, I got one too. And I already spoke to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor got one. She wants you to be interviewed. And she said that she'll consider it substantial assistance. I go, well, that's what she said last time.
Right.
And she goes, I know, but Matt, eventually, this is twice now. Like she'll give you something. She goes, and I have it in writing. She sent me an email. I said, send me the email. Send me the email. And still, it says consider it substantial assistance, and we'll put it together with everything else we have for Mr. Cox, and we'll use this towards a sentence reduction. Okay. So American Greed, I'm interviewed by American Greed. They put it out. A couple months later, comes out, and we go to the prosecutor and we say, hey, listen, can we reduce this guy's sentence? And the prosecutor says, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
It's just not enough. Not enough. Got to do 26 years. So then I end up going to the low. It's been 3 years at this point, and I'm starting to think I may have to do all this time. So I go to the low, start teaching the real estate class there, and I get contacted by a guy. so at this point, the Dodd-Frank Act has passed, right?
Sure.
And so all mortgage brokers in the nation have to take, I want to say it's like, I don't know what it is, 8 or 9, 7, whatever. Let's say it's 9 continuing credit hours every year to keep their licenses. Well, 3 hours of that's on ethics and fraud. And so this national company contacts me and contacts my attorney and the U.S. attorney and says, I want this guy Cox to help teach the national course. And they said they think it's a great idea. And the prosecutor says, if you'll do it, we'll consider substantial assistance.
You hadn't heard that before, had you?
No. So I was like, that sounds great. So I write this 9,000 word course with him. He comes to see me a bunch of times. He ends up teaching the course. We get a bunch of letters together, and then we petition the court to reduce my sentence. And the U.S. attorney comes forward and says, it's just not enough.
Oh, my gosh.
So at that point, I end up going to this lawyer who's there. His name was Frank Amadeo.
Was it a real lawyer or another inmate?
Well, he's a disbarred lawyer. He's another inmate, but he was
a legit lawyer before he went in.
At some point.
Yeah.
And he was there for stealing like $200 million from the federal government, for embezzling like $200 million from the federal government. Really, he was just withholding taxes. So from his many companies, he's like a venture capitalist. So anyway, and then he ended up getting sentenced, and he got like 22 years. But he was in prison helping guys with their legal work. And so he decided he was going to help me. The story is much more complicated than this, but because he's really kind of an insane person. But he ends up helping me, and he files paperwork with the government. So, well, first, let me tell you, what I did was I contacted 3 attorneys on the outside. One of them was T.I.'s attorney, T.I. the rapper.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Contact him, and he says, there's no way to get you a sentence reduction.
Oh, my gosh.
I contact 2 other attorneys. They go, yeah, that can't be done, not in your district. I'm in like the 5th Circuit or something. I don't know. It's a horrible district. And it's very clear that the only person that has the ability to reduce your sentence is the U.S. attorney. You can't force them to do it. It's a done deal. That's in that district. That's it. So I go to Frank, and Frank says, yeah, no, I can get it done. And I said, okay. And so he files the paperwork, and he bickers back and forth through the courts with them for the next 6 months. And then finally, they end up saying, okay, we will reduce your sentence. And so they bring me back to court, and they reduce my sentence. Government wants to reduce it by 40 months. My attorney is asking for, I forget how many, 180 months, like 15 years or something. And the judge says, I'm not going to, that's too much. And the 40 months isn't enough. And he says, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him, he ends up giving me 7 years off my sentence. I don't know, what is that? Like, that's like 84 months, right? He gives me like close, it was like 81 months or 80, whatever. I'm not going to, whatever, 7 years. So he says, I'm going to give 7 years.
So now you're down to 19 years from 26.
19 years and 4 months. Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? So, and by the way, the FBI and the Secret Service, who were supposed to be looking into all of the other people that had cooperated against me, they dropped those cases because the entire economy is collapsing.
Yeah.
And they have bigger fish to fry. Like, we could chase these cases down that are for these people that help Cox and arrest them and prosecute them. Or we go after this bank that lost $500 million. So they don't really chase these people down, and they drop the case. So I don't have any chance of snitching on somebody not that I didn't snitch, but it didn't result in my sentence being reduced.
Yeah.
What resulted in my sentence being reduced was they gave me credit for they ended up being forced to give me credit for the interviews and the ethics and fraud course. So you're right. I'm down to 19 years. I've already done 7 years, 6 years at this point. So I was like, I can do another 6 years, 7 years. And I'm walking the compound. I've been off, like, keep in mind too, everybody knows I went to court and came back with less time. So they all know I've ratted on somebody or something. Yeah. They don't really understand what I did, and it's hard to have that conversation. So instead it's like, oh, he cooperated, which is fine. It was a low. By that point, I'm in a low.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Todd Poltz, and I want to first say thank you for watching this episode. I have built a massive real estate empire in multiple multi-million-dollar companies here in the state of Ohio. And my goal is each week to bring you powerful conversations with some of the most successful, creative entrepreneur minds from around the country. But I need you to do me a favor right now and take time to subscribe to this channel and click right here for the next episode.